screen share so that we could go ahead and get this thing going. If this is your very first time actually being on a call with myself, first and foremost, you guys, I want to just say welcome. And I want you to really, like, before I even get started, talk anything about myself. What I want you guys to understand is this call is the sole purpose of this call is to help you get closer to your goals and dreams. Now, I don't know each and every single one of you guys on this call. I don't know what encouraged you to show up here today, but I guarantee you guys that the information that you're going to be able to hear is going to be able to bring some pieces of the puzzle together to make things make sense, to help you actually turn your dreams into reality. And I know this to be true because 5 years ago, you guys, I was 19 years old from the south side of Chicago, and I had a strong desire to do more and have more in my life. I grew up with two hardworking parents that did pretty much everything that they could do to make life better for not only themselves, but for us as well. And I realized very early on that sometimes your hard work still won't be enough. Drop a two in the chat if you've ever experienced that, right? 5 years ago, I had a job at Amazon. I was doing DoorDash. I was doing Instacart, reselling sneakers, fixing iPhones, editing YouTube videos. And I was burning myself out, working extremely hard. And the hard work was hardly working. I kept looking at my bank account after paying bills, and I felt like I was getting reset every single week. And so I started to do research, and I got to a point of kind of desperation. I went to Google and I'm like, how to become rich, how to become wealthy. And I started seeing a lot of the same things. I'm reading through articles and I'm reading little bullet points. And I'm like, hold on, they're not saying enough. So then I go to YouTube, and now I'm watching YouTube videos trying to figure it out. And so I just kept going through all of these different rabbit holes, but it was a lot of the same things that I was seeing over and over. I was seeing things talking about start a business. I was seeing things talking about getting into investing, right? I was seeing things talking about, day trading and cryptocurrency and all of these different things, stocks, all of that. And I just personally didn't know how to actually apply those things into my life, right? Nobody around me. I was never in an environment of individuals who did those things, right? Somebody says same thing. I keep researching myself daily, and I've been scoping trading for a while. So this is going to be that call for you, because when I started looking deeper into trading, looking deeper into drop shipping and entrepreneurship, I started watching different YouTubers, and the videos were somewhat all over the place. I still was very lost and confused on how to actually apply the things that was being talked about. And when I had questions, I would go to the comment section below, and I would see other people who had the same similar questions that didn't get responses for months to years. And so I'm like, well, if I keep going through this, I don't really know if this is going to work for me. So I just kept working my job. I kept working my job, and I turned the blind eye to all of the things that I seen that would help me become rich and wealthy. And it wasn't until I had a friend that I went to high school with who was actually trading. And not only was he trading, but he was around a lot of successful people. And that's all I really needed. That's all I really wanted, because making money in high school wasn't a problem for me. I was 17, 18, 19 years old, having $1,000 days selling sneakers, right? I would go and pick up the Jordan 11s, the Bread 11s. I made a lot of money off of those shoes. I made over $5,000 just off of the Bread 11s, you guys, at 17, 18 years old. And so I had avenues to make the money, but my biggest problem was I never knew what to do with the money. And so I'm here to tell you guys, within this call, we're going to give you the blueprint and the game plan to actually start taking real beneficial steps to creating the life that you desire. Right now, today, I'm talking to you guys as a 25-year-old now. When I started this journey at 19 years old, I've traveled to over 12 different countries, and we've been able to help individuals all around the world generate multiple streams of income. So let me just do a quick temperature check before we officially get started. Drop a 26 in the chat if you're committing to making 2026 the best year of your life. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We don't really do these calls for just anybody and everybody, but we really looking for those who are really serious and committed to where it is that they want to be, because I could guarantee you that the information can be applied to help you do exactly that. And so the first thing I want to actually show with you guys is something that I went to Google and searched up. This is something that really woke me up into understanding exactly how money is made and money is being created, okay? There are 4 different ways that you can produce income, okay? And some of these we are more familiar than the other, okay? Right here you see employees. Employees simply means that you have a job, right? And actually 60% of the world's population are individuals who are employees, right? Then you have individuals who are self-employed. Self-employed individual simply means that you own a job, right? It doesn't mean that you're a complete business owner. It doesn't mean that you're a regular employee, but you now have hired yourself to do the work. Okay. And 35% of the world's population are individuals who are self employed. And so these two categories make up 95% of the world's population. Not 95, my bad. Yeah, 95%, my bad. My math, I thought it was wrong, but it was right. 95% of the world makes money in these two different ways. Drop a one in the chat if you're an employee, drop a one in the chat if you're self-employed. And so I personally done both of these things. And so what I realized was at the end of the day, the biggest limitation that an employee and a self-employed person has is time, right? Because at your job, you get paid based off of the time that you give. And we all have 24 hours in a day, the brokest person on this call versus the richest person on this call. And then those who are self-employed, right? It was times where, I would be burnt out. There were no more DoorDash orders. So I wasn't able to make money. There was times where I would be selling the sneakers and the people around me didn't have the money to buy the sneakers. So I wasn't making the money. There was times where sneakers would drop and I would oversleep and I would completely miss the entire drop. So I was in control and I had to do every single thing in order for me to make $1. Okay. And so I want to talk to you guys about what the rich and wealthy people do to becoming rich and wealthy. They fall within these two categories right here. Business owners. Business owners are individuals who own a system, right? Write this down, you guys. A system stands for something that will save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. So if you think about it, right, if we all had a job, we already know how business owners make their money. They go through an interviewing process where they find the people who they feel like are a good fit for the company. Then they got hundreds to thousands of people putting in 8 hours of work. Imagine if you hired 100 people to do 8 hours a day. That is 800 hours of work being done. You could never do that by yourself. So that is exactly why business owners have the opportunity to make so much more money, because they are leveraging other people's time, other people's energy, and other people's efforts and other people's skills. As a business owner, you don't got to be great at everything. You could hire somebody who's good at marketing. You could hire people to do the dirty work. And last but not least are your investors. And I truly believe an investor is just simply a person who has a different relationship with money. Some of us right now, you guys, and I say us because I was once there, we are in the financial position that we're in right now because all we know how to do is spend. You cannot become rich and wealthy only spending money. And some of you guys may say, Josh, I don't spend all my money. I save my money. And my next question for you is, what do you do once you saved enough? You spend it, right? I remember when I bought my very first car, I was broke pulling off of the lot. I was like, Dad, it ain't no gas in this tank. Like, can you help me? Right? I bought a used car. I spent over like $5,000 on that car, and I pulled off the lot with little to no money in my bank account. And I saved up to buy that car. So, and understand that in order to actually create true financial freedom, you got to be able to put money to work for you. You got to have things working outside of you to where now you can gain and own your time. And the biggest thing I want you guys to understand of the power of an investor, money doesn't need to sleep. Money doesn't need to eat. Money doesn't get tired. Guess who does? You. So the more you keep trying to out hustle money, you're just going to keep working harder instead of working smarter. And the biggest reason why most people don't work smarter is because they don't know where to start. And now this is where I want to introduce you guys to a platform that I partnered with about 7 months ago. Now, this platform completely changed everything for me because over the past 3 years, I'm blessed enough to say that I've become a profitable trader. Okay, I've been making money trading for the past 5 years, but I've been really profitable for the past 3 years, right? For the past 5 years, I've also been an entrepreneur. And, over the past 6-7 months, I have built a brand new 6-figure business, all thanks to this platform. Right. So if you guys are ready to actually see how this platform could bring value into your life, just drop a one in the chat one more time just to let me know that y'all still with me. Right. So this platform is actually called the Akashx, you guys. This platform has done hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And that should let you know already that there has to be some type of value here. Right. And so what this platform does is it gives average individuals the opportunity to become educated on how to make money in the world's largest financial markets in the world. But it also gives individuals who desire to become entrepreneurs the ability to build the best online business. Why? Because understand, you guys, in order to make a lot of money in entrepreneurship, the best type of business you can run is something that has a low cost entry, right? That doesn't require a bunch of maintenance, but has a high income return. How many of you guys want to put in a little and get out a lot? That's what this allows you guys to do. It's already pre-built, pre-structured to help you create the success that you desire. And so for those that are on this call that really wants to get into trading, you guys, we have the best education system for you. Why is that? Because it is literally step by step everything that you need. When I was on YouTube, I was literally hopping from the recommended video to the next recommended video to the next recommended video. And I felt like I was hearing words that never made sense. I was learning Japanese. They were talking about Hakanashi candles, and I didn't know what that meant, right? And so what this does is it gives you the opportunity to start off as a beginner, move on to advance, and then it even takes you even further into the things that you need to know to become an expert. Okay, but let's go ahead and go back to the beginner, right? For those who are completely new on this call and don't really know where to start, you're first going to start right here. The first video is about 3 minutes long, and it's going to show you an overview of the platform so you know how to take advantage of it for it to support you. Then it's going to break down the financial markets. It's going to break down the basics of trading. And my favorite part is this part of the course right here, because this is where you're going to get a full introduction of all of the different markets you could be investing into. You're going to get a breakdown of the terminology. This is very important. So many people watch the YouTube video and they're confused because they don't understand the words that are being used. Okay. And so right here, you're going to get everything in order for you to fully understand. The terminology will be broken down to you. And all you got to do is go video by video, 45 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 45 seconds, 1 minute, 47 seconds, 50, right? How many of you guys feel like, I'm going to be honest, it probably takes about an hour to complete this course. How many of y'all feel like y'all got an hour to learn how to make some more money in 2026? Drop a me in the chat. How many of y'all feel like y'all got an hour? Right? What was so crazy to me is when I started learning more about trading, I realized that there was a lot of things about money that I did not understand. There was a lot of things about the financial system that I did not understand. Right? It's so crazy. I never even knew that the banks traded our money. I never really knew how any of those things worked. And so when I seen this platform, what it did was it literally started to make everything else make a lot of sense. And so not only do we have our educational course, but we even have our live sessions. Where are my hands-on learners on the call, right? Because me personally, I'm a hands-on learner. I want you to show me how to do it. If you could show me how to do it, then I could follow right behind you and do it after you. Right. I was in construction, y'all. I didn't build houses. And all I simply needed was somebody to move first and show me the steps. If you can show me the steps, I can follow. And so we actually have educators who have years of experience. And what they're actually doing is they're teaching you the basics. They're teaching you their strategy, and they're also helping you earn money on these live sessions, you guys, to where you don't have to be an expert. All right. You don't got to be an expert. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite educators. Her name is Arabella. I was actually just with her in Miami right before we was in Fort Lauderdale at an Airbnb. We was on a cruise in the Bahamas. Before the cruise, we was in Miami at an event. And so what Arabella does, you guys, is she literally takes her years of experience and she teaches it live, just as if we're on this Zoom call right now. You guys got a chat box on the Zoom to where you could type, you could interact with me. And right here, you could ask for help. You could ask questions to get clarity on the things that she's training over. Right. And so I want to give you guys a quick glimpse of what these live sessions actually look like. Right. We're going to skim through the session. And as you guys can see right here, she is literally in profit on this session. She called out a buy on gold. She told everybody where to get in on gold. She told everybody where to set their parameters so that they wouldn't lose more money than what they were okay with. And once they got into profit, how to secure their profit. And they already hit target 1 11 minutes into the session. How many of y'all got 11 minutes to make some more money? Right? 11 minutes into the session, they already hit target 1. And if we fast forward through, y'all might see even more targets get hit, right? Target 2, target 3, and we only 17 minutes in. All right. That is the power of mentorship, you guys. For those that don't know, there are 3 things that I believe that can change anybody's life. The 3 things that changed my life was first education. The second thing was community, so that I had the right support and the right environment of people who were where I wanted to be or who were also going where I wanted to be. And last but not least is mentorship. Mentorship is the only shortcut to success. And that's what Arabella does multiple days throughout the week, is shortcut your journey to becoming a success successful day trader. Now, we also have algorithmic scanners that scans the market for you and lets you know exactly when to get in and out of the market, okay? And I'm going to teach y'all, for those who are a little experienced in trading, right? For those who ever, looked at a chart before and know a little something, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you guys very quickly how to use this tool. Right? What this tool does is it gives you a simple arrow confirmation to help you know when the market is going to go in whichever direction. That's all you simply need to know as a trader. Is the market going to go up or is the market going to go down? And if you could predict the direction, you can make money. So let me ask you guys, what does a down arrow mean? And please do not say sell. What does a down arrow mean? No, not loss. If you walk down the street and you see an arrow pointing down, what does that mean? That means down. Something is going down. You see an up arrow, what does that mean? Something is going up, right? Price action is reversing. No, y'all getting too deep, y'all. Up arrow means up, a down arrow means down. And what you simply could do with this tool, if the candles are below this blue line, you should be looking for sales and sales only. So right here, the candles are below this blue line. We got an arrow right here telling us the market is going to go down. We check right here. We got another down arrow. We check right here. We got another down arrow. We check right here. We got another down arrow. And if you would have simply clicked sell, you would have made money all the way down. And you don't even have to know all of the details about resistances. Oh, it's in the Bollinger Bands, blah, 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 blah. Just from simply looking at these simple indications, you could be making money as a beginner trader. And so I have new people coming into my community within just a week and 2 weeks of learning, and they're able to use this tool to get results. And the best part about it is we have so many other tools. We even got a new scanner that Arabella actually uses to call out her trades and make money trading gold. And so you guys are actually going to be able to use all of these different scanners to simplify the process for you. But I'm going to be honest, a lot of people come to me and they say, Josh, I really want to learn how to trade. And sometimes I tell them to their face, like, bro, I think you're lying to me, right? Because the reality of it is some people, they don't really want to learn how to trade. They just want to make money trading. That's the reality. If I gave you a big encyclopedia and told you to read it from front to back, you'll be a profitable trader. How many of y'all would just go and do it right away? Y'all would probably procrastinate it. Y'all probably wouldn't do it right away. So what this does, you guys, is it helps you earn while you learn. Because sometimes a lot of people need to see a little bit of something to be confident to go all in. And so this is what this does. You have Arabella and our other educators literally telling you when the market is going to go up, when the market is going to go down. And while you're studying it to become an expert yourself, you're going to be able to make money off of their knowledge and their experience. So this is our post signals where you will get notifications directly through our app telling you exactly what you could be trading, right? Today is March 23rd. She called out a trade today at 2:35 p.m., then another one at 2:19, then another one today at 1 a.m., then another one at 12 a.m., right? You guys could have caught all of these opportunities to make money with Arabella today. Now, I want to show you guys something that is insane. Right? This is something called tap to trade. And what tap to trade does is it literally gives you guys the opportunity to connect a trading account to our platform. And all you simply need to do is choose how much you want to risk. And when our educators and our experts send the trades to you, you say, okay, I got $100 account. I only want to risk 1%. 1% of $100 account is $1, right? You risk 1%, that means you only can lose $1. Then you simply click approve and you're now in the trade and the trade is being managed for you. And so right here, as you guys can see, my guy FX Edge, he's won 419 trades and he's only lost 175. And right here, you guys can see 6 hours ago, we took a loss. 9 hours ago, we won. 13 hours ago, we won. 24 hours ago, we took a loss. A day ago, we took a win. We were literally 3 for 5 out of in the past 5 trades that we took. We go over to the next page. We were 5 for 5 from a day ago to 3 days ago. We go to the next page right here. You guys are going to be able to see. Let's see the results. We had 3 wins, 2 losses. So what you guys are seeing here is that you have the opportunity as a beginner to win more than you lose. Okay. How many of you guys see value in this so far, right? Just drop a V in the chat or type value in the chat box below if you see value thus far. You guys, when I first wanted to get into trading, I seen people selling ebooks. I seen the courses. I seen the communities. I seen the Signal group chats. I never seen an all-in-one platform like what you guys see right here. Now, the next thing is that we also have a tracking system that will be able to track the performance of all of your trades and our educators. Everything here is tracked. So you can literally say, say, okay, I've been trading with these 3 educators my first month. Now let me go ahead and focus on this educator because I like the way that they trade. I like the results that I get here, right? When you join signal chats on Telegram and Discord, they act like the wins never even happened. You don't have to worry about that here, right? We track all of the trades, you guys, and you will be able to see what your results look like from a performance report standpoint, from the calendar, and even from a trade history. And not only do we have that, but we have a journal to where you guys can track what your goals are as a trader, right? Let's say, boom, you want to set a new journal goal. Let's say buy my new BMW. You want to buy a BMW, you need to make a certain amount of money. You're going to start this today, right? And then you want to end this. Let's say you give yourself a couple of months to get that brand new BMW, right? What is it going to take for you to get there? Now you're going to describe your goal. You're going to describe what strategy you're going to use, and you're going to break it all down, and you're going to be able to track that, you guys. Even further, we even have an AI assistant that's going to be able to look at your trades and give you the best tips and advice to improve. Understand, you guys, if it's not tracked, there's no way to make real progress from it, right? And all you got to do to become a profitable trader is figure out what doesn't work and then figure out what does work and hone more in on the things that are actually working for you. So at this point, you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering and curious, like, okay, cool. Is that all? Like, what would it take for me to be able to get started? What all comes with this? How can I really use this to my best potential? I got one more question for you guys. How many of you guys want to make more money to create a better and a more fun lifestyle? How many of y'all want to travel more? How many of y'all want to create more experiences and explore the world? Right, that was one of my biggest goals. I used to see movies and see influencers and YouTubers walking through the airports and just living their life. And I'm like, bro, all you do is record yourself and you make money and you live life. We even have a travel portal where you guys can actually get travel discounts, just like Expedia, Booking.com, but better because they actually make their profit by charging extra money on the day-to-day booking. Right? So they get the hotel for a wholesale price. They add a little bit of money on top, and that's how they make their money. But right here within our community and within our platform, you guys will be able to get travel discounts on hotels, cruises, getaways, condos, and you even could book your flights directly through our travel portal. And so let's just say you want to go to, I don't know, let's just say Rome, Italy. I love Rome, you guys. That was an amazing experience going to Rome, right? But let's say you want to go to Rome, Italy, and these are the dates, right? You find your hotel, and right away, you're going to get the best deals for those dates, right? Wholesale travel prices right at the palm of your hands. So now you're going to be able to put yourself in a position to not only make money trading, but save money creating better life experiences. Right here, save 65% off. You guys, the public price is $2,159. You're saving $1,414 going to Rome. All right, let's see if we can look at some pictures of this. How many of y'all did this excite? Right? I know me personally, y'all. I love traveling. It literally just opens my mind up to so much more. Right? It really just takes things to a whole nother level. So you get to look at all of the amenities, everything, and you could book it directly through our travel portal, and you can even choose the type of room style that you want, all of that. And so at this point, you guys, I know a lot of you guys are very curious. Okay, Josh, what do I really have to do to be able to get started? We have our website. So whoever invited you to this call, more than likely they have their own website as well. It's going to say, welcome to Joey's website. Welcome to Tippa's website, whatever the case may be. And then you go ahead and click get started now. And right here, you will have a few different options, you guys. We have our annual options to where you can literally commit to a year of changing your life. We have our trade and travel membership at $19.99. We have our basic Akashx membership at $18.99. And this is for you to just pick and choose what you could afford and what you're willing to commit to. Then we have our 6-month membership at $9.99 for trade and travel. The 6-month and the annual will immediately give you a free 7-night luxury resort stay just for simply getting started. I look at that as a money back guarantee. Right? Then we have our Akashx only for $8.99. Then we have our 3-month memberships, trade and travel for $5.49 to where you can lock in for 3 months, you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I truly believe that it takes about 60 to 90 days of consistency to really start to see massive improvement in your life, starting something completely new. So when I work with a lot of people, I typically tell them, yo, the 3-month option, 3-month, 6-month and beyond shows me who's really committed. But if this is still something that you personally can't afford, understand. I understand. When I first invested in my first course, you guys, I had negative $30 in my bank account. And that was because Santander, which was my car loan company, they pulled the money out of my bank account before I ever even knew it was coming out. And I had a little, I didn't have enough. So it put my account in a negative. And I was at a point in my life to where I wanted change so bad, I was willing to do whatever it took. Right? How many of you guys like it get to a point sometimes to where you just get so fed up with your current situation where it's like, look, the next opportunity I see, I'm taking it. That was me. When I realized my bank account was in the negative, I started looking through my wallet. I'm throwing away Subway gift cards like, nah, that ain't gonna help. I needed $235. I recently got approved about 2 weeks prior for a Capital One credit card. It's like the entry level credit card. I had a limit of $250 on that credit card. And thanks to that Capital One credit card, I have completely changed my life. And it's not just because of me purchasing it, but when I paid for it, I treated it like I needed it. Right. So I don't want you guys to look at this 250 and think that that's what this platform is worth. There are people going to college spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on education that won't even pay them until they get their certificate. We live in a day and age to where people go through the 4 years, the 6 years, and they still don't find a job in what they spent all of that time learning to do. And that's not to slight college, but that's to say, in reality, if your goal is to make more money, the faster you learn more about money is the faster you will get what it is that you really want. Right. So this is our monthly membership, you guys, $250 for trade and travel. That's $199 a month. If we break that down, you guys, that's about $8 a day. How many of y'all feel like all of what you've seen so far is worth $8 a day? Like, come on now. Like $8 a day. Like, what are we talking about? So, what I also want you guys to understand is I have a very, very special guest on this call. And what he's going to do is he's going to break down to you guys how you could take advantage of this platform from the entrepreneur standpoint, right? But for those who see this monthly, I do want to let you know that this is a private educational platform, right? Just like, how could I say it? Like Navy Federal. How many of y'all bank with Navy Federal? In order for me to get a Navy Federal bank account, I had to harass my dad for his access code. And the only reason why my dad had an access code was because my uncle served in the military, right? He fought in Desert Storm. Well, I think that's the right war. He was there, right? And so my uncle risked his life to qualify for Navy Federal. He gave his family, his brothers and sisters, the access code. And I was like, man, I want Navy Federal. They give out good loans, all of that. I need Navy Federal. I'm waiting on my dad to give me the access code. He finally gives it to me. And now I have a premier bank account. And when it comes down to this platform, you guys, they don't pay for Google ads. This platform doesn't pay for billboards, commercials. When was the last time y'all bought anything from any of those avenues? Probably never, not recent at least. And so with this platform, if you get started and you enjoy this, you like what you have, you like what you're learning, and you decide to share it with 3 people, you can waive your monthly membership fee. If 3 people decide, you know what, I want to learn how to trade and I want to travel with you, bro, I'm locked in, let's do this together. You no longer even have to worry about this $199, completely gone. But how many of you guys want to make more money? Drop some dollar signs in the chat because I'm going to introduce you guys to the GOAT, the myth, the legend, the individual that I've seen help so many people all around the world make money. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I first seen this individual, I was on a call like this with probably 1,000 times more of the people that we have here. Right? It's probably like 3,000, 5,000 people on the call. And I'm hearing everybody talk so good about him. And I'm like, bro, I got it. Someday, one day, I got to be able to work hand in hand with this guy. And you guys, I literally just got off of a cruise from the Bahamas with this individual. He literally texted me today. Like I literally got his phone number, you guys. And this is someone who has been able to creating 7-figure incomes look like making $100. And this is the type of person that you guys want to work with. You guys, he's a family man. He has impacted lives all around the world. So without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to my personal mentor, Joey Wilson, so he could show you guys how to build an online business with a pre-built business system. So if you're there, Joey, I'm going to go ahead and pass this thing over to you.
Type fire emojis in the chat for Josh. And real quick, Josh, how old are you, bro?
I just turned 25.
All right, I appreciate that. Guys, listen, I got in this industry at 22 years old. I was nowhere as near as good as him. That dude is the rank of a blue diamond, which I'm going to show you in a second. And that rank, let me go check real quick, is averages anywhere from 7,200 to 25,000 a month in passive residual income. What he is doing, it's incredible. So if you have any opportunity to work with him, run with him because he is hungry as could be. I've worked with thousands of people all over the world, and that dude right there is a purebred for this and a purebred for literally going out there and helping people break the chains on what's possible in life. And so if you think bigger than your peers, if you think a little bit outside of the box of what we were taught growing up, of go to school, get good grades, get a job, and then work that job for the rest of your life, that's the dude you want to link up with, whether it's on the trading side of things or the business side of things. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and he's doing it at the highest level at a young age of 25 years old. I'm 36, and I was just telling my buddy, I'm like, I don't even feel like I'm in my prime yet. I'm just warming up. This dude is just getting started, and he's already cranking this thing out of the park. It's just crazy to see what he's doing. So I appreciate you, bro. And guys, listen, I'm going to share this next portion with you. How you can go out there and share this with people and earn residual income. Now, listen, if you just want to trade, you can just trade. When you get started, you're going to be able to download the Akashx app. He showed you the web version, but we have a really clean app that you download and you put your credentials in, and then you have everything right on the palm of your hand, and it is so clean and crispy. It's the gold standard when it comes to trading Forex, when it comes to trading crypto, when it comes to trading indices. We got the deal. There's no question about it. And that's why there's so many people that are getting started all over the world. Here in the United States, all over Latin America, we have people. I was just on a cruise ship with people from Colombia, Peru, Costa Rica, Mexico, right? We have people in the UK. A couple of our leaders are out in Scandinavia, Norway, in Sweden. We have people in the UK, people all over Europe, because there's people everywhere, all over the world that want something different, right? And you have the whole world in the palm of your hand. And so we get access to all these people, and the connections went crazy. And so I started in a small town of Stillwater, Minnesota. I was working at the gym. I was selling memberships, and I was also going to school full time, basically because my parents said, you either go to school or you get out of the house. And I'm like, oh man, I don't even want to go to school because school prepares you for a job, and I hate being told what to do. And job stands for just over broke, JOB, right? If you're on this call and you have a high paying job, that's extremely rare. I'd be curious to know what high paying is to you, but most people do not. And most people don't want to work the job that they have. I knew for me, I didn't want to sit in traffic. I didn't want to work for a boss. I didn't want somebody telling me what to do and put my name on a piece of paper and say, hey, am I good enough to work for you, sir? I wanted freedom. Why? Because I didn't want to work 45 years of my life eking out a living for somebody else. We have one shot on this planet. We're God's highest form of creation. We can do anything we want to do. And I wanted freedom to be able to, eventually have a family, be stay-at-home parents, homeschool our kids, just like my wife was when she was younger, and be able to travel the world and do whatever we want whenever we wanted to do it. That's what was important to me. So my wheels were spinning at 22 years old, sitting at my job, working 40 plus hours a week, just like everybody else. And I got my paycheck, and I'm like, there's more month than there is money. This isn't going to work for very long. And so Britt and I, my girlfriend at the time, she's now my wife, would just talk about what we wanted our life to look like. And we wrote down our goals, and we were talking about those goals, and we started thinking about what opportunities are out there for us. And here I was, social media was popping off back in 2012, 2013, and I'm looking and I'm seeing these people that are younger than me making more money, having more freedom, just making money online. And I'm like, that is crazy, dude. I'm looking for my opportunity. I'm looking for my track to run on. I'm young, I'm hungry, I'm driven, and I want to do something great. And good is the enemy of great. And when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And in came my life, a guy that I met at the gym. He would pull up in a brand new Range Rover Sport autobiography every single day. And we just built the relationship a little bit. He would walk around, he had a little bit of a pep in his step. And I didn't know what he did, but I could just tell by the way he moved, he was successful doing something. And he came up to me one day and he goes, listen, man, I coach people all over the world. I teach them how to become financially free, and I can teach you. And I was like, you can teach me how to be financially free? What are we talking about? No clue what he was talking about, but I set an appointment with him. I said Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Okay. Tuesday at 1 came along. I was sitting in class, math class. Okay. I was sitting in math 10, which didn't even count as a college credit. I had to do math 10, math 30, and math 60, and then I could get into a college credit class. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm paying for all these math classes that don't even count for college. And he texted me and he goes, hey man, you still coming over today? And if you know anything like me, sometimes I forget my appointments. And I'm like, oh crap, this guy again. Shoot. And I started thinking, I'm like, is he trying to sell me something? This is so weird. I texted him. I said, "Hey, man, I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm going to follow my passion as a personal trainer. I thought that's what I wanted to do." Long story short, I saw him at the gym the next day. He looks right at me and starts walking towards me. And I'm like, oh no, dude, this is going to be freaking, he's going to come up here and sell me something. And he walks right up to me and he pulls an audio out of his gym bag and he shoves it in my chest and he goes, "You don't know what you don't know. Listen to that audio." And I'm like, okay, fair enough. And some people that I worked with were like, "Dude, don't listen to that audio. That guy's an idiot. He's a scammer." I said, "I don't care. I'm at least going to listen to the audio. Maybe he's a scammer, but he has a brand new Range Rover Sport that he pulls up in every single day, an all black one that is super sexy. And none of us have that car. I had a 94 Honda Accord that every time it rained on me, it leaked through the windshield. So when I was going out that day, it was raining. And guess what was wet? My seat. So I had to sit down and I put my towel over the seat, put CD in, and the first thing he said on that audio was how many people would like to earn a passive residual income higher than your expenses. It was him speaking at an event in Chicago. And everybody in the event raised their hand, like, "Oh, I want that passive residual income higher than my expenses that comes in every month. Dude, yeah, I want that." And he looks around at the crowd and goes, "Why don't you have that? If you want it, why don't you have it? We have the opportunity right here to have that." And that audio was an hour long. And he went on and talked about things we never learned about in school, right? We learned about the War of 1812. We learned 2x minus b. I still don't know what x is, right? We were told to read Huckberry Finn. That had no shot at making us any money. Why didn't they have us read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a guy that traveled the world and studied the most successful people on the planet? And every chapter is a chapter about the commonalities that they all shared. Read this book if you haven't read it. Why didn't they have us read Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, like Josh was talking about? Right? The Millionaire Next Door, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. He was talking about these things in this audio. And I'm like, this is crazy. I feel like the whole world is backwards. We were conditioned our entire lives to get on that yellow school bus where they ship us into the indoctrination camps and then they teach us how to be a worker bee. Right? Have you ever seen that cartoon movie? I have kids, so we watched that movie. It's the Bee Movie. And there was one bee, the main character. He goes, "Wait, I don't want to be stuck in here forever just working a job. I want to go outside. I want to be free." That's how I think. I'm a free thinker. I don't want to be told what to do. And there's more opportunities out there than ever before to become massively successful in whatever you want to do and live the life that you want to live. And I wanted to live a life by design, not by chance. Most people let life just happen to them. They wake up and whatever happens, happens. And so I learned early on that you can design your life if you're intentional. And so that audio changed my life. And there was one part in there, he goes, "Guys, listen, I'm an open and transparent person. I made $864,000 last year in this company. And here I was making 400 bucks every 2 weeks. And I have a guy that cleared 800 grand and he's willing to teach me and help me. I'm at least going to see what he's talking about." And so I texted him. I said, "Hey, I want to learn more." Like, I can't even tell you guys the fire I was feeling inside. I remember I called Britt. I said, "Remember that guy I met at the gym? You have no idea. I just sat in my car in the grocery store parking lot listening to this entire audio for over an hour." I listened to that audio on repeat every day. But I went over to his house the next Tuesday and I'm driving through the neighborhood. I live in Stillwater. The next neighborhood is Woodbury. Woodbury was a little bit more upscale. And I was driving through the neighborhood and I'm just like, wow, these cribs are sick. And I pull up to his house and I'm like, all right, whatever this man's doing, I'm all in. And he showed me this industry right here. And I sat down in his computer chair. He went upstairs to take some calls. And I sat there just like this. And he pressed play on a 20-minute video. And I remember I was sitting there. And it's crazy to me to this day. I've been in this industry for almost 14 years. When people don't see the vision, I've never understood it. Like, "Oh, I'm not joining that." Do you have a better idea? Do you have a better opportunity out there for the average person with a couple $100 and a dream to be able to get started and completely change their life and be surrounded by people that are massively successful, that have a vested interest in seeing you win and they're going to pull you to the top with them? If you got a better opportunity, please show me, but I haven't seen one. And so I was sitting in his computer chair and I felt like I was Charlie from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, dude, I got the golden ticket. Like, if this is real, my life is about to change. And so I'll show you guys the compensation plan that goes along with this. Now, like I said, if you just want to trade, you can just trade. What ends up happening for a lot of people is they get on Arabella sessions, they get on Preston sessions, they'll take some tap to trades, and maybe they make 60 bucks in a 40-minute trading session. That might not be a lot of money, but it's enough money for a lot of people. When they see that for the first time, they're like, "Oh my gosh, dude, I pressed the button, I followed their lead, I made $60 in literally a 20-minute trade, boom, before I even head off to work." And then they start becoming the walking, talking billboard for the company because they're like, dude, how could I not share this with my network? And so it's dope that Josh Zwagel, instead of just paying traditional advertising, he pays us as network marketers, affiliate marketers to go out there and share something with people that we're already excited about. And so that's why I was just so fired up about this thing. But this is the compensation plan if you did decide to treat this as a business. Now, when you get started, you're going to get your own back office that tracks your entire business online in real time. It tracks your people that you enroll, it tracks your incomes, everything. You get access to all of our training, all of our mentorship calls, our leadership calls. You have access to our promotions that we run, like the leadership cruise that we were just on. The company flew us out to Dubai last year, and we did desert tours and yachts to a private island. I mean, we've done so many different Miami yachts, Scottsdale mansion, leadership retreats, all these different types of things. You're going to get access to all that stuff. But then, even most importantly, all you have to do, if you wanted to share this with people, you never even have to be the presenter. We show them for you if you want us to, right? You can show a 20-minute YouTube video just like my mentor showed me. You can download this PowerPoint on your computer or your cell phone and you can show them yourself. Or you can just invite people to onemissionzoom.com and I show people, Josh shows people all the time. So all you have to do is get good at one thing, inviting. For my first 2 years, I literally just got good at inviting. I started inviting everybody I knew. Anybody I knew by their first name because I wanted this thing so bad. I wanted to change my freaking life more than I could even explain to you guys. I invited everybody I ever knew from high school, from jobs that I had, from my college, anybody. Anybody I could get into 3 feet with, they were checking out this information. Did some people think I was weird? Absolutely. But guess what? They probably think I'm weird anyways. And at the end of the night, when my wife and I lay our head down on the pillow, it's us against the world. So why not just go show everybody? Because you never know when you're going to come across the next Josh. You never know when you're going to come across the next me that's 22 years old with a fire inside for something different. And so that's why I just wanted to show everybody. Some said yes, some said no. I'm just looking for the yeses. There's 4 aces in a deck of cards. My goal is not to prejudge anybody. Every dud knows a stud. And so I would just flip those cards as fast as humanly possible, looking for the aces. Okay. And so, like Josh said, refer 3 and it's free. Okay. So you don't need 3 a month. You don't need 3 a year. Just if you go out there and refer 3 customers, your fees are waived as a thank you from the company. I enrolled my wife, Britt, my buddy AJ, and my buddy Nate right off the rip, 3 and free right away. I knew 3 people that wanted to do this thing. But then this is the cool part. It's not about what you do by yourself. It's what we do together as a team. So who do those 3 people know? 3 grows into 8, not you putting in 8 per, you getting a few who go out and get a few. Boom, you just hit the rank of founder. Now you waived your monthly fees and you just got your foot in the door and start earning residual income, passive income. Okay. If you don't know what that is, that's money that keeps coming in for work you did in the past, right? Authors, they get residual income. They write a book once. Every time someone buys that book, they're getting paid. Singers and songwriters, right? I downloaded a Jay-Z song from 2001. He's still getting a check. Maybe you own real estate, passive income. Maybe you own candy or pop machines, passive income. Same thing here. You build a team at 8. Now you're earning $250 a month in residual income. That's nothing crazy, but hey, maybe that's your phone bill and a little bit of gas. But it doesn't just stop there. Who do those 8 people know? Maybe they plug in and start sharing it with some people. 8 grows into 20. Now you just hit platinum. That pays you an extra $400 a month. Full time here in America, $400, not so good. But places like Colombia, Peru, El Salvador, some of these other countries with the average monthly income, Trinidad, is $500 a month. That is almost a full-time income by building a team of 20 out there. Here in America, people are living check to check, barely just scraping by, eking out a living. Middle class. I grew up in a middle class family. I know what that was like when my mom would be crying just to try to make ends meet. But guess what? An extra $400 a month, that's an extra couple vacations a year for you and your family. That's the family phone bill. That's some gas right there. But again, it doesn't stop there. You push over the first couple dominoes and everything that comes through that in the months and years, you're going to get a piece of. 20 grows to 40, boom, you just hit Sapphire. It's $1,000 a month. Think if you're a college student right now, working at Jimmy John's or delivering pizza. Instead of wasting your time for $12 an hour, plug in, get a few people to help get a few people, boom, now you just replace that income. $1,000 a month for a lot of freshman college students or sophomore college students is actually not horrible. But again, it doesn't stop there. Good news travels fast. 40 grows to 80. Ruby, 2,400 a month. Okay. 80 grows to 167. Now you hit diamond. That pays you anywhere from 4,000 to 13,000 a month. And I just want to park here real quick. We have 54 active diamonds right now. Our goal, we have a mission in this company to get to 1,000 diamonds by December 31st, 2026. It's 100% possible. Where we are as a company is better than ever before, and we're running hard at that goal. So guess what? When you get started, our mission is to help you get to that income. Right? Maybe you're like, I just want to trade, but maybe you don't have a lot of extra money to trade. Let's hit a couple of these ranks. Imagine you go diamond. How much money are you gonna have to trade now? 4,000 to 13,000 a month. Right now, that's a rank that you could potentially walk away from your job or fire your boss, just like I did. Right? 167 grows to 334. Who you just heard from? He's closing on the door of Black Diamond in the next 60 days. But right now, that's an income of average 7,000 to 25,000 a month at a 25-year-old kid. It's crazy what's possible. Okay? It's not just 65-year-olds that are becoming millionaires anymore, guys. I'm sure you see that everywhere. But this is an opportunity for you if you wanted to chase greatness and align yourself with people that are going to help you make it happen. So for me, I've been in this industry for 13 years, almost 14 years. I'm a crown ambassador with the company, and it didn't happen overnight. This isn't a get rich quick, right? This isn't a get rich overnight. You plug into the system. There's a map, a blueprint, a path to be able to help you get to whatever level you want to get to, and we'll lock arms with you and help you make it happen. And also, for anyone on this call that has big ambitions and you want to go elite ambassador, we give every elite ambassador a brand new Rolex, right? We just gave Josh's mentor, Rich. We just gave him his Rolex at the leadership event we just had in Miami, Florida. I've given Rolexes. I've given many Rolexes away at this point. But our goal is just to give as many of these away as possible. And guess what? It's not about the Rolex. Okay? It's about the person you have to become, to get this watch. Because you have to lead a community of people. It's a very high speed thing to do to be able to get people to follow your beat of your drum, right? And this is an industry where in order to get to the next level, you have to become better. It's all about doing personal development and taking action. Personal development and taking action. You're seeing trading, you're seeing money, but this is a personal development community. That's what this is. People that hit the ranks in these companies, they're becoming high speed ninjas. And it's incredible as much as possible. So here's what I'll tell you. I was sitting in that guy's computer chair that night, right? Or that day. And he walked down the stairs and he looked at me and he smiled. And he was following the system. This dude never broke from the system. He smiled and he goes, "That was awesome, wasn't it?" And he shook his head like this. And I was like, "Bro, that was sick." And he put his hand in the air and he's like, "Are you ready to get started?" What did he think I was going to do? I lifted my hand like halfway. I'm like, man, I got $3 left over if I get started. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, but let's pause here for a second because I was skeptical. And we're skeptics by nature. And I even told him that. I said, listen, if I wrote down my dream career right now, this is checking so many boxes. Like be my own boss, choose my own hours, work with the people that I want to work with, have mentorship and guidance of people actually living the lifestyle I want. Like you can go to school for business, but who's teaching you about business? It's someone that makes 50,000 a year. They can't teach you how to become financially free and make 50,000 a month. If they could, they'd be doing it, right? And so I can learn from people that are actually living the lifestyle that I want. And I can get leveraged income. I can learn high paying skill sets like trading. I can travel the world, enjoy life. I can have the same tax benefits and business deductions as any other traditional business owner out there. And it only cost me a couple $100 to get started. Like this thing, I mean, it really checked every box of my dream career. If I got to wake up every single day and go to work doing something, this was it. But I was skeptical. And he looked at me and I told him, I'm not going to lie, I'm skeptical. He said, "I'm rich. How's skeptical working out for you?" I said, "I'm broke. It's not working." I said, "If I get started today, I got no money left." He said, "If you want something different, you got to do something different. Stop listening, watching, and doing what broke people are doing, and start listening, watching, and doing what successful people are doing. Because if you do what they do and you say what they say, you can have what they have every single time." He said the industry of network marketing does more revenue than the NFL and the movie industry combined. It's not on trial. Some of the wealthiest people that you know and probably admire, Ed Mylett, Patrick Bet-David, right? A lot of these guys have been involved in or own, right? Warren Buffett owned Pampered Chef. What industry do you think that is? The number one investor of all time. And you know what his keynote is? Empty your brain, empty your wallet into your brain, and your brain will fill up your wallet. Pour into personal development. Pour into personal growth. That's the most important thing you can do is work on you. And so I bought into the program. I threw the guy my credit card. I had $3 left over. He opened his junk drawer. He handed me a $20 bill for gas to get home. And I remember driving home. Before I left, though, he kicked me in the shin and he goes, listen, before you leave my house, consider the source. If you buy someone's opinion, you have to buy their lifestyle. So be careful whose opinions and whose lifestyles that you're buying. So when I went home, I remember driving home in my 94 Honda Accord and I'm like, well, I hope I'm not getting scammed here and I have no money left. And my dad, I pulled up, he was washing the fishing boat. He goes, you didn't sign up for anything, did you? I said, nope, because I didn't want to hear it. And guess what he started saying a little bit shortly after he found out? Joey, don't focus on that crap, focus on school. Listen, if I wanted to learn how to work on a milling machine at Anderson Windows for $65,000 a year for the next 40 years of my life, I would listen to you. I love you to death, Dad. You're the best dad I could have ever asked for. You taught me what hard work was, but I want to learn from someone that's making 150,000 a month. That's what this guy was earning. And so that's what I did. I followed his lead. I plugged into the system. 22 years old, got started. 25 years old, I walked across the stage in front of 15,000 people, earning my first $100,000 a year. I got a 100K club ring with my last name on it. And similar to the watch, it wasn't about the ring and it wasn't so much about the money. The money was great, but it was more of, dude, I'm 25 years old and I'm just becoming a better version of myself every single day. I'm stacking wins. And my mentor told me, he said, Joey, lock into this. Tunnel vision. Don't look left, don't look right. Put the blinders on and focus for 1,000 days. He said, I'd rather sprint for 1,000 days and get the money thing taken care of rather than eking out a living working for 40 years of my life. And so I bought into the program. And by 27 years old, hit a quarter million. After that, I've had some $1 million years and it's been an absolute blast. And the only way I get there is by helping you guys win and finding other people that want to win. And if you're on this call right now and you're wondering, dude, what does it take? Because I'm busy, I don't have a lot of time, I don't have a lot of money. Listen, it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter your education, it doesn't matter what neighborhood you grew up in, it doesn't matter if you graduated from Penn State or you just got out of the state pen. All that matters here is that you have a burning desire, you have work ethic, you're teachable and coachable, and you're not somebody that quits everything you start. It's a couple $100 to get started. You're not going to be in your deathbed one day thinking, dude, I shouldn't have spent that couple $100 back in 2026. If you plug into what we're doing here, you're going to look back a year from now and you're going to be like, dude, I'm so freaking glad I did because my life is completely changed. And just by the networking aspect alone is worth it 100%. And guess what else? All the money that you spend on your monthly membership, it's a tax deduction as education, right? So it really doesn't matter anyways. You can offset it. It's a beautiful thing, guys. We're fired up. We're excited. We're blessed to have this opportunity, and I'm running full speed ahead. I'm locked in the trenches. I do it for the love of the game, and I know how important it was for me to have a mentor that could teach me and help me along the journey. And now I just want to give back and keep pulling people up because the only way I go to the next level is by helping you guys go to the next level, and that's what it's all about. So get back with the person that invited you on this call. Let's take this thing to the top. I appreciate you guys. We'll do more calls just like this. Josh, you're the best in the game, man. It's a blessing to be able to partner with you, and let's keep crushing, guys. I'll see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Let's go.